How's it going, everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and welcome to another review of Pokemon Journeys. Today we're going to be covering episode 34, which involves Ash facing off against Bee from the Galar region. How does Ash do? Well, anyways, before I get on to that review, if you like this type of content, be sure to like and subscribe as I cover this series on a weekly basis or whenever the episodes come out. Anyways, let's get on to that review, shall we? Now, the episode begins with Ash and Go already at the fighting dojo in Saffron City, and Riolu's practicing, and Ash is talking to the karate dude. He's like, yeah, we've actually haven't lost a match so far in the Pokemon World Championships. We've been acing every single round we've gone up against, every single opponent we've defeated. Meanwhile, Go is actually there because he wants to get either a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee, and he can't choose between the two, so he proposes to Ash that, hey, why don't you get one, I get the other, and then we'll trade. Go? Do you remember what happened in the last episode? Remember you were a little reluctant to trade your Pinsir? Yeah, the same thing would happen here. And Ash probably would be a little reluctant to trade his Pokemon, so, why are you doing that, kid? Why are you forgetting already? But anyways, they talk about how the karate dojo dude is like this super strong guy that's never lost a match. Also, I want to mention, there's like 100 Hitmonchans and Hitmonlees practicing fighting, which is pretty cool. But anyways, the karate dojo dude, he's seen as like this super strong trainer that Ash wants to face. Well, he's battling someone, and they head up to the door, and immediately as Ash goes up to the door, a Hitmonchan just flies through the door and lands on Ash. And yeah, and at that moment, the karate dojo master was defeated. And that's when we see Bee for the first time in the anime. Yeah, she pretty much destroyed the karate dojo master dude. Everybody was, talking about how this guy is like super strong and he's like really hard to defeat. Yeah, she took him out like it was nothing. And she's alerted that there's another trainer in the Pokemon World Championships, and Ash sees the alert as well, and he wants to face off against Bee. So the karate master agrees to have them fight in there. So then we have Ash versus Bee. So as they were talking before the match, Ash actually mentions to Bee that, hey, I actually fought a fighting type gym leader, Karina from the Kalos region. And Bee seems to know who Karina is because, yeah, she considers her weak. It seems like she defeated Karina very easily and thinks that she's too soft. So we get to see a little bit of Bee's personality. She's very strict and thinks that maybe Karina's a little, soft-hearted and doesn't train her Pokemon as much as she does, which seems to bother Ash quite a bit. Anyways, we move on to Ash vs. Bee, which is another 2v2 in the Pokemon World Championships. We find out that Bee is ranked 751st and Ash is ranked 890. So she's quite up a bit from Ash. So she sends out Hawlucha first, in which Ash uses Galar and Farfetch'd. And this battle's a little brief. The main focus is Riolu and I think Grapplock. But anyways, Galar and Farfetch'd versus Hawlucha, it was kind of nice. The highlight here is Galar and Farfetch'd using Brutal Swing to catch Hawlucha off guard. However, it seems like Ash was the one that didn't have control because Bee used this opportunity to have Hawlucha use flying press, I can't speak, and pretty much takes out Galar and Farfetch'd. I believe Galar and Farfetch'd only got hit twice, and that was it. I was really hoping for Galar and Farfetch'd to get a win here, but, well, hopefully when we go back to face off against Bee later on, it gets its revenge later. But anyways, we move on to the next part of the battle. So Bee calls back Hawlucha, and brings out her ace Pokemon, Grapplock. And Ash uses Riolu for the next part of the battle. So Ash is at a pretty big disadvantage now. Riolu has to defeat 2 Pokemon now. And unfortunately, it's a stomp again. Grapplock pretty much destroys and stomps Riolu at every given chance in this part of the battle. Nothing Riolu does really works here. It uses Shadow Clones or Double Team. That doesn't work. It uses Force Palm on the ground to try and trick Grapplock. It just retaliates by grabbing Riolu with its tail when it tries to do a sneak attack. There are several times in this battle that Grapplock has Riolu down the ground and use Octolock, so Riolu's stuck. It can't do anything. There's one part where Ash manages to get it free, and then it uses reversal to basically clash with Graplock. But unfortunately, it's just too fast. Riolu's not able to invade in time, and towards the end of the battle, Graplock has Riolu in an Octolock, and B basically tells Ash to forfeit the match now. And Ash refuses, so she's like, well, very well then, and uses Liquidation to finish off Riolu, and yep, that's it. A pretty crushing defeat, Ash. And Go was telling you not to get too cocky at the beginning of this battle. Probably should have taken his advice, dude. You were getting too cocky, Ash. And you kind of deserve this loss here. Not gonna lie. But anyways, all jokes aside, unfortunately for Ash, he goes down 40 places from 890 to 930. So Ash, he took a fat L in this episode. And his winning streak in the Pokemon World Championships has ended. Thanks to B. And I'm not gonna lie, I like how B kind of, thanks the Karate Master for the battles. And then walks out without saying anything to Ash, showing just how strict she is, and kind of seeing Ash as not being a worthy opponent, considering how easily she beat him. So, even though this was a crushing defeat for Ash, this was probably something that he needed at this point, considering he was getting kind of cocky. He had been on a winning streak for this time, and a couple episodes ago, he kind of had a situation where he was getting too cocky with Riolu, winning battles, and ignoring Pikachu, so, there you go, Ash. You caused this. But anyways, all jokes aside, so Go gets to battle the Karate Dojo Master, and apparently, he wins. Really? This guy was touted as being a very tough opponent, or tough Dojo Master, and Go defeats him? Are you kidding me? So Go wins a Hitmonchan, and the episode pretty much comes to an end with Ash basically talking to Galar and Farfetch'd and Riolu, talking about, hey, sorry, we lost, but we'll work harder and get our revenge on B. And so the episode draws to an end. Now I gotta say, this, in my opinion, is one of the best episodes of Pokemon Journeys to date. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's probably my second or third favorite at this point. And I think it was actually a really good episode for Ash to take his first L in the Pokemon World Championships, which needed to happen at some point. Now I know there's going to be some people out there that don't like this or disagree with it, saying something like, oh, Ash is a champion. Why is he losing to B, a gym leader? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. But I completely disagree with this mindset, and I'm completely okay with Ash losing. And there's a number of reasons why I'm okay with this loss here. The first thing to say is that even though Ash is a champion, it doesn't mean he's not going to ever lose again. I mean, he could win against a bunch of, nobodies and maybe some other gym leaders, but it doesn't mean he's never going to lose. I mean, heck, he lost against Gladion multiple times before actually defeating Gladion in the Alola League, so you got to consider that as well. Another thing to consider is the fact that Ash is not familiar with B and her battling style. As we see in this episode, B is a very calm and collected battler when she battles with her Pokemon, compared to Ash and his crazy, unique battling style. And despite this, she had complete control in this battle, and Ash pretty much couldn't do anything. His battling style literally did not work on her, and whenever he tried to throw something crazy at her, she basically countered it and threw it right back at him, way harder than what Ash was trying against her. Not to mention, he's also unfamiliar with Graplock, a Pokemon from the Galar region that he's never faced before, he has no knowledge about, he doesn't know this Pokemon's techniques. So after battling B in this episode and losing, he got a taste of what this Pokemon is capable of, and he'll be able to come up with a counter strategy to go up against this Pokemon in the future. Hopefully Riolu evolves in the future and they come up with something, and yeah, I think more than anything, the rematch between Ash versus B is building up a lot of hype after this episode. Ash losing here in this episode gives us something to look forward to in the future. And I'm definitely looking forward to that rematch because we're probably going back to the Galar region for that one. Lastly, at some point Ash was going to have to lose in the Pokemon World Championships. Now, I like the fact that Ash has had a pretty good winning streak at this point, but after a while it would get boring and stale if Ash just kept winning and winning and winning. All battles would just lose tension because Ash just wins all the time. it'd be like, oh hey, Ash is gonna face off against this gym leader. Oh wait, Ash wins. You know what I mean? I don't want Ash to turn into a Gary Stu character. I like Ash the way he is. Like, he's a flawed character that, he sometimes loses, but then he picks himself back up and, learns from his mistakes. He comes back and wins the next time. There's been plenty of times where he's lost a match, he's picked himself up, he's gone back and faced off against the same opponent and wins the next time. He's done it plenty of times, and the same thing is happening here. And like I just said a minute ago, this is building up hype for the rematch between these two, and I can't wait for that. So I have to say, the bottom line is, I'm okay with this loss, and I think you all should be too, because this is not gonna be the last time it happens. This is definitely gonna happen, a couple more times in the Pokemon World Championships, so you might want to get used to it. Just saying, it's gonna happen again. Okay, now that I got all of that out of the way, I do have one minor issue that I did have with this episode. It was the fact that Go got Hitmonchan off screen. It irks me just a little bit, because this karate master at the beginning of the episode, the characters and the people at the dojo were basically hyping this guy up as this really strong trainer for Ash to face off against, and are saying like he doesn't really lose very often. But then B destroys him. Obviously Ash loses to B, but then Go faces off against this guy and wins off screen. Like, is this guy just fodder? This guy is the karate master, and Go, a character that's not really a battler, he wins. Like, I get that Go's probably learning a little bit from Ash, but it just seems a little silly for Go to win here like that, and off screen, no less. Like I said, I get that this episode, the main focus is Ash versus B, but the fact that you threw this in there, you did it off screen, I don't know. It just doesn't feel earned, in my opinion, and I don't think it really needed to be here. I get that at the beginning of the episode, Go was talking about whether he would get Hitmonchan or Lee at the beginning of the episode, and that was Go's purpose of being there. It just annoys me, it just irks me a little bit that it had to happen off screen. But that minor issue I have with this episode is not going to stop me from giving this episode a 9.5 out of 10. A very solid episode, and one of the best from Pokemon Journeys so far, in my opinion. So guys, in the comment section down below, I want to hear your thoughts. Did you love this episode? Did you hate it? Are you okay with Ash losing here? Are you not okay with Ash losing here? Do you agree or disagree with me? Post your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. I will talk to you all later. You all stay safe out there. Have a great day or night wherever you're at. And peace. See you all later.